Hi guys, it's Miss Hazel.
And Miss Kate.
Okay, today we have a sewing project. It's from this book called Crafty Creatures by Jane Bull, and we really like it. It's got step-by-step instructions for making all kinds of fun things. But today, it's mice made easy. So we're gonna make a funny little mouse friend. I've kind of got some different things going on here to show you. I've got all my supplies, but first of all, you're gonna start with a circle. We used a kind of fabric called flannel, but you don't have to. We used flannel because it's softy. It's like jammies are made out of it. So it'll be nice if you wanna snuggle it. So, gonna my circle, and then I've got a little piece of felt that I traced some ears. That's the next step. And I already cut mine out. I'm gonna take my fabric and I'm gonna fold it in half because that's how the mouse is gonna be made. It's gonna be in half like that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my two ears. I'm gonna imagine where I would want them on my little mouse. That looks like a good spot, don't you think, Miss Kate?
I think that's great.
Okay, now I'm gonna take my thread because I've got it already, my needle and thread. You might need to have a big friend help you do it. And just because I wanna keep my ears where I want them to be when I sew it, I'm gonna just carefully put a couple stitches. This certainly does not need to be perfect. You're just gonna kind of hold it in place. There's one, put like 2 stitches on that to hold it in place, and I'm gonna overlap my ears a tiny bit because I think that looks cute. And I'm just gonna make 2 stitches. Kind of an interesting thing you can do with your needle. You can poke it through the top, and if you're careful, you could bend the fabric around and poke it back through.
That's a good trick.
Okay, and then if I'm gonna make something end it so it doesn't fall out, I'm gonna make an extra 2 stitches in the same place, and that's gonna lock that stitch in. I'm gonna get my scissors and cut that thread off. So now look, I've got my mouse. He's got his ears, or she has her ears, set in place. And then I will take my thread, make a knot at the end, and I'll start down at this end. And I'll just go inside so I can leave my knot inside. And I'm just gonna go back and forth, inside, back out that way. Or you can try to poke it in and then push it through the back and then pull like that. You can keep your stitches close together. You could keep them a little bit farther apart, just like that. Or you can go like this, back in like that. And then watch this crazy stitch. I come back around and go through the top. It doesn't really matter. You just want to sew your 2 pieces together. Oop, I got a little tangled. You just want to sew your 2 pieces together. Couple of different styles. Miss Kate was teaching friends how to do the whip stitch. You make a circle and then you go through.
That was called the blanket stitch.
Or blanket stitch.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go, because I already made sure my ears were done, and I'm gonna sew my ears on. Keep sewing. I'm just gonna make big stitches so we don't have to. And I've been sewing a long time, so I'm kind of fast, but it is not a race. You can sew, take your time and do it just how you like it. So now,
Okay, but we also want to make sure they're not too far apart or the stuffing will come out,
right, you don't want your stitch to be like way over here. That's not gonna be good. So you want them pretty close together.
Okay.
All right, now I'm gonna jump ahead to the little mouse friend that I started earlier and show you what happens. So now you're gonna sew your mouse friend almost till the end.
Okay.
And leave a little spot, and then you get your fluff. And I'm gonna use my fingers to stuff it in there. And this is it again. You can have a lot of fluff or a little fluff. You decide, because it's your mousy friend. Oh, look how funny he is with his fluff in him. Oh my gosh. We do these classes online, and our friend Marcus Ray always names his animals or his artwork that he does. Miss Kate, what should we call our little mouse?
Oh my gosh, not mousy probably.
Okay.
How about Rainbow?
Oh, this is Rainbow the mouse. Okay, so now Rainbow has her fluff and her opening. Now, I used really, really fluffy yarn for my tail, but you could use string. You could not have a tail if you want. You could glue a puff ball at the end if you want for your tail, but I'm going to use this tail, and I'm going to, now that it's almost sewed up, I'm going to put my tail in, stuff it inside, and I'm going to go back to sewing and do my really little stitches on this one.
To keep the
Can
tail
you
in.
see, Miss Kate? So I can keep my tail in. It's going to be really thick to go through, so just be careful you don't catch the tail. Just go back and forth.
And also be careful not to.
Oh,
poke
and
your
don't
thumb.
poke yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause that hurts. I'm going to fix my rainbow's tail. Oh, how nice. Okay. You can just put some extra stitches in too if you like, just to make sure you hold your tail in. Okay. All right, I think, and now I'm going to make my 2 stitches in the same place to lock my stitch in. I'm going to use my scissors. Now, mostly your mouse is made. So cute. Hi. Okay, couple of different options for your eyes. You could use your tacky glue and glue your eyes on if you like. We have a button here, or you could use a puff ball. Or you could draw on it with a Sharpie if you didn't feel like you wanted to, if you were done sewing. I'm going to show you something else you could do. I have 2 buttons here, and I thought it would be interesting to, I don't know if I can do it, try to sew them on at the same time. So I'm going to make a little tiny stitch, and I'm going to take my button and go on there, and then I'm going to poke through the other hole and go through. I don't know if this is going to work, Miss Kate. There's my,
Sure.
and then you
There's
could,
one eye.
and I could take my other button on the other side
And do the same thing.
and go poke it through the other side. Try to get it inside the other hole of the button so you
That's
can,
always tricky. You have to be very patient with this one.
yep. So you could go between your eyeballs.
That would hurt if you really did it.
You might need a grown-up to help you with that, but I don't know. A lot of you guys, you're very coordinated people. You just go through like that. Again, this is just an option. You could also, okay, now he has some eyes. I'm going to make my little stitches to hold it in. Okay, now I'm going to cut it. You could also put some whiskers on. You could make a little stitches and put a whiskers on your mouse. Puff ball, but that's kind of how you make your basic mouse.
Very
There you
cute.
go.
Hey, Rainbow.
Bye, Rainbow. And Big Rainbow. I'll finish showing you later. Bye, Big Rainbow. Thanks for
Okay.
joining us for a sewing project. If you like this video, what do we do, Miss Kate?
You subscribe to our YouTube channel, Alameda Arts Fun. Alameda Arts, sorry. Or follow us on Instagram, Alameda Arts Fun.
And
Thanks.
if you make a little mousy friend, take a picture of it and send it to us. Hashtag Alameda Arts Fun. We'd love to see what you've been making.
Okay,
Take
bye
care.
everybody.
Bye.